Mini Lesson 7, Setting a Tone and Creating a Mood. Today we're going to look at the tone and mood fiction writers create in their stories through their words and illustrations. So here's a tone. Tone is coming from the brain. Mood is coming from the heart. I want you to think of tone. That's the author. And the tone is what the author decides to present in their work when they write it. When they write it, they're becoming playful with their words, or angry, or suspicious, or cheerful. But then mood, it changes, tone changes into the mood because it affects the reader, and that's why we go for the heart. The tone is coming from the author's brain of how he wants to present his work. And then the tone affects our heart, which creates a mood for us because it's the feeling that we get from reading the author's work. Again, the tone is the author's attitude about the text, which affects our mood and how it makes you feel. Tone versus mood. Tone is coming from the author's head, what he wants you to think, or what he is feeling or thinking about the topic or the story, and then it puts you in an overall feeling, which is creating that mood about the piece of writing. It might be peaceful, anxious, hopeful. Think about when your parents are asking you or yelling at you. You would describe how they are, what their tone of voice that they are using when they're speaking to you. And then when they use that certain type of tone, whether they're yelling at you, they're making their voice is getting high-pitched, or maybe they're even using your middle name when they're speaking to you, what kind of mood does it put you in? And what is it telling you when they say this? It's affecting you. When your parents' tone changes towards you, it affects your mood. When your parents ask you to change your tone, they mean to change your attitude in the way you say something. Just the way we speak back to our parents or even to your teachers, it means to change your attitude in the way you say something. So fiction writers also convey an attitude or a tone towards their subject. Their tone can be angry, cheerful, sad, playful, or serious. The writer's words and illustrations that accompany their words reveal their tone. So what is your mood? The tone creates the mood for readers. Just like when we say we are in a good mood or a bad mood, the story creates an emotional response for us known as the mood. The mood is how we feel when reading the story. It can be happy, frightened, gloomy, suspenseful, lonely, joyful. What mood does the tone create for you? So we go back to that rough-faced girl that we read a while back. We're going to see how the author's language and the images identifies the tone. And then by identifying that tone, it makes us feel and identify the mood. It puts us in a certain mood once we read that. So if we remember from the beginning of the book, she's sitting by the fire and her skin is scarred from the flames that would hit her skin, and her sisters would laugh at her. Those are certain tone words, but it puts you in a mood. It makes you feel sad. So the tone is the attitude of the author, and here are some text that puts us into a mood. So we feel that the tone of the author when he created this first line is that he felt gloomy, cruel and hard-hearted, rough and scarred, ragged and charred. The image of flames. He was feeling gloomy when he chose those words. So in effect, it affected our mood, it put our feelings, and it made us feel sadness. So he had a gloomy attitude, the author, for Rough-Faced Girl, and then it created a mood, and it changed our feeling into sadness. He chose the word dark for his tone. His attitude was very dark, swift as lightning, strong as thunder, whispering feverishly, eyes wide all through the night. Those very descriptive words are creating an image, and that's a dark tone. That's his attitude, which is affecting our mood and gives us a feeling of suspense, frightened. His tone, his attitude was sad, old, worn, cracked, stretched out pair from last year's moccasins. Image of the rough-faced girl walking through the town dressed in her father's old belongings. He's giving you a sad attitude when he uses these words, these very descriptive words. But then it puts us into a mood, and it provides a feeling of sadness. You feel out of pity for her. You want to go out and buy her brand new shoes and clothes. You have empathy for that character because you feel bad for her, and you want to do something to make a difference. The attitude of the author is bright and wondrous. Image of the invisible being, image of glittering stars, image of great curve of rainbow. That gives us the mood and provides us a feeling of hopeful. Oh, we have hope for the rough-faced girl. She's going to make it. She's going to say goodbye to her mean sisters and have a wonderful life that she deserves. So there's a lot of positive and negative words that you have in your reads that you can look off of. Like a positive word is amused. A negative word is aggravated, annoyed, confining, cranky, confused, depressed. Positive word, relaxed, relieved, satisfied, silly, surprised. These all create moods of an emotional effect that we have towards after reading something or even seeing something. And the tone is the speaker's attitude. Another commonly used tone words and more attitude mood words also. You know, you have something sorrow, mournful, hopeless, remorseful. All right, well, we're back here with the graphic organizer. If you choose to use this, the tone is the attitude of the author, and there's certain text or images that the author includes that you believe his attitude is because of the words he chose. And because of the words that he chose, which creates the tone, what kind of mood does it put you in? If you don't choose to use it this way and you want to make that graphic that we did with the previous one that we used right here, you could create one of these little guys in your notebook, or you could just use one of these, whatever you choose. So please get into your groups and start your reads and create your tone and mood graphic organizer. Have fun.